Let me just say thank you to my dear friend Heidi Heitkamp from North Dakota and Joe Donnelly from Indiana, Mark Warner from Virginia. You're looking at 4 Democratic senators that are pretty unique in the Senate today. And I think more so because we're realists.
I've heard it's called other things, Joe.
I'm not even going to comment on that. But because we're realists, we understand the facts of what we're dealing with and how we do it best and how we should be able to move forward. I want to thank Dr. Richard Bajor and Mary Bowman from West Virginia University. They've been on the front line, from Nettle and all my friends that worked so hard on this, trying to find a solution, a clean direction of where we should be going as a nation. To all of those who came from the U.S., from our agencies here in the United States government, to our friends in Canada, thank you all. You've been dear friends, the best partners we've ever had, and the best allies another country could ever have. So I thank you all. You know, when you look at the Department of Energy's own forecast of what coal is going to be needed for in the next 2, 3, 4 decades, that's pretty factual. I mean, it's not like something that we're just making up and we want you to buy and use coal whether you need it or not. I've said in West Virginia, I get accused a lot of people believing that, you know, the environment is not on the forefront and the front burner for us. I don't know a person in West Virginia doesn't want a clean environment, doesn't want clean water, clean air. We also know we have to have a job in order to be able to survive. With that being said, if someone come to me today and they said, Senator Manchin, that needs you to go back to West Virginia within 3 or 4 years, fossil will no longer be needed in this country or in the world. And I said, fine, count me in. We'll be able to transform. We'll do whatever. We'll make it. But that's not the facts. The facts are there's more coal being used in the world today than ever, and the forecasts are even for more. If we're going to do it, let's do it better. The President said in his own State of the Union speech that we've cleaned up the environment more in the last 2 decades than have been done in many past in the history of our country, and yet we use more coal to do it. So we can do it and do it better. With China using almost 4.5 billion tons of coal. China, just one country. When you have India coming on as strong as they're coming on. Europe still is not cut back. If anything, they're increasing. Japan now, we know what's going on there. And the United States of America, we burn less than 1 billion of the 8 plus 5, I think 8.5 or 8.4 billion tons of coal being consumed in the world. And I said, if you think we could stop using every lump of coal in America tomorrow and it would clean up the global climate, then you believe that all the ocean currents and wind currents start and stop in North America. They don't. So if we're going to be dealing with the facts, which is what this is all about, we're going to be finding a balance between the economy and the environment, which is, I hope, the reason for all of us to be here, that we can do it better. I don't have the opportunity that Heidi has with carbon capture sequestration to have an end user. So we're looking for other different technologies. And I appreciate the Department of Energy basically has put $8 billion again for clean coal research. The only thing about this, and I would talk to our friends here in the Department of Energy, that same amount of money has been put forth since 2008, and none of it's been spent. So sooner or later, we've got to invest and do something in R&D. And that's all we're asking for is moving forward with the facts that we have and finding some solutions that we can continue for the energy that we're going to be demanding the most heavy lift from, which is going to be coal, 30+ percent of our energy for the next 20 to 30, maybe even 40 years. If that's going to be the case, let's do it and do it better than ever before. And that's all we've ever asked for. So I just can only tell you that I'm pleased that we're having this. I want to thank Heidi. When she first got here, what, less than a year ago? Yeah. Less than a year ago, she knew that there was a little bit of a challenge that we had getting heard. Now that she's been in this process and seeing the headwinds that we're dealing with, literally, we have to make sure that our voices are heard. And I will say this finally. In West Virginia, we believe in all the above. Everybody's been talking all the above. I hear it all the time from the top of our country all the way down. We believe that you should have a reliable base energy, which is going to be either coal, gas, or nukes. We believe that you should develop the renewables, and we have done that. We have one of the largest wind farms east of the Mississippi. We're very proud of diversification in West Virginia. We also export about 70% of our power that helps energize this great country, the eastern part of this country anyway. And we're proud of the role we've played in the development of our nation. With all that being said, we just want to be treated as an equal partner. That's all. just a level playing field, equal partner with a voice to be heard. And we will conform and do whatever it takes for the betterment of our country. And I've said this, they don't seem to be able to live with us, and they don't want to live without us.
Careful how you phrase this.
I'm thinking. But I will say this, they've lived a heck of a lot better with West Virginia than without West Virginia, and we want to continue to contribute to this great country. Thank you.